Hey, welcome to another proven email breakdown video. My name's Chaba, I'm the founder of Game of Conversions, and for 50 days I'm breaking down cool emails from all sorts of top-notch copywriters and email marketers to discover what makes them tick, why are they so effective, and how can we also imitate the strategies that make them so powerful. Today we have an email from Aleric from Ad Outreach. He's a YouTube ads consultant and, there I call guru at this point. And the reason why I chose this is because the hook he uses in this email relates to Joe Sugarman. And unfortunately, this is a sad day for the copywriting community because a few days ago, Joe Sugarman passed away, unfortunately. If you know anything about the copywriting world, you know that his book, the AdWeed Copywriting Handbook, is one of the most recommended books out there, along with like Influence from Robert Cialdini and Breakthrough Advertising from Eugene Schwartz, or maybe even Boron Letters from Gary Halbert. So Joe Sugarman definitely was a pioneer when it comes to copywriting. And actually, during the course of my 100-day proven sales letter breakdown challenge, the second ever video I broke down was Joe Sugarman's famous Blue Blockers ad. So this one basically started a direct mail order empire, and he basically invented the 800 number for direct marketing purposes. So he was a visionary. He was one of the key founding fathers of modern-day direct response copywriting, and everybody in this community is pretty sad that he passed away, unfortunately. In fact, today is Thursday, and we're gonna have a call in Brian Kurtz's Titans Accelerator Mastermind, and we're gonna talk all about Joseph Sugarman. So everybody's gonna add, some experiences or that they had with Joe, or things they learned from him, or something like that. And I'm gonna basically revisit that Blue Blocker proven sales letter breakdown video so that I can also maybe add something to this conversation as well. So I definitely recommend you check out that video. There's a link in the description to the entire 100-day proven sales letter breakdown series, and it's the third video on that playlist. I definitely recommend you check it out because we can learn so much from Joe, and it was definitely an honor to break down his monumentous sales page. With that being said, let's jump into the email itself. So the subject line goes, an advertising legend's psychological trigger. And it is, like, he was an advertising legend, and the first part, advertising legend, it creates curiosity because, who might this be? Psychological, it adds a little scientific flair to it. And trigger, it makes it interesting. And already some people who are on Aleric Hack's list, and they're marketers or direct response people, they might have heard about Joseph Sugarman's famous psychological triggers. And by the way, a few videos ago, I think it was around day 10 or something like that, I broke down an email from Neville Medora, and he was talking about these psychological triggers inside the email as well. It was a great example of over-delivering with value in your email, so that people feel like they start loving reading your emails because they're so valuable. So I also recommend you check that out. There's a link to the whole 50-day proven email breakdown series, because again, we can learn so much from these psychological triggers that Joe Sugarman basically came up with. So the email goes, hey Chaba, you know Joe Sugarman, right? So again, we're meeting people where they're at. At this point, Aleric probably knows that his audience is somewhat familiar with Joe Sugarman. And to be honest, I'm not sure whether he wrote this email or not. Probably not. Probably some copywriter working for him. But still, it's a relatively safe bet to assume that some people, most people in fact, on his list has heard about Joe Sugarman. But for those who aren't, or who need a little bit of reminder, here's a little credibility plus recap section about Joe. So the infamous advertising man What a nice credibility, right? Who started a multi-million-dollar mail order business. This is a big proof point. Well, in one of his lesser-known books called Triggers, he gives one of my favorite definitions of integrity. And by the way, Neville Medora also talked about this a lot in the email breakdown that I just mentioned. So definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. And we all know basically that integrity in marketing equals trust and equals sales. Although a lot of people don't use it, unfortunately, but that's exactly why if you use it and if you adhere to it, you will build an audience who will trust you and who will want to learn from you. I also try to be to have as much integrity as possible in my business. So then he continues. Joe likes to very simply call it walking your talk. So this is easy to understand, right? Integrity, sure, we all know kind of what it means, but like, how does that translate to the real world? What does that mean in real life, right? Well, it's kind of like walking your talk. He goes on. This basically as some context. And then we have a little quote here directly from Joe Sugarman himself. Whatever you say, you've got to walk your talk. If you say you are going to do something, do it. If you make a promise, deliver. If you agree to provide quality service, deliver quality service. In short, walk your talk. So this is the quote here. And Aleric also says that he couldn't agree more. So he showcases his personal belief in this as well. And basically, something very similar was also covered by John Carlton called the Pro Code. I think it's a version of this. And it's a very important thing if you want to live life, you know, as someone who has integrity, who is a man or woman of his or her word, and who is a pleasure to work with, then you do have to respect these things, okay? And especially if you're a freelancer or if you want to become a freelancer, just know that sticking to your word and to your promises goes a huge way. And 80% of people don't do it. So even if you can just do this one simple thing, you're already way ahead of most of your competition. Just something to think about. So here we have the transition at this point. So Aleric shares his personal belief, and then he says, because walking your talk is one of the reasons I think YouTube beats Facebook. So we get a transition to Aleric's niche, which is YouTube ads, right? And one of the best ways to position, to establish credibility for YouTube ads is to discourage people from using Facebook ads. And notice that this email was sent in 2020. So I just searched my my email library for something that includes Joe Sugarman, and I found this email. But in 2020, in June of 2020, Facebook ads weren't really that poopy anymore. Like they weren't so bad at that point compared to now, and it wasn't that super trendy. It still was. It was somewhat trendy, but not super trendy to leave Facebook ads and start advertising on YouTube, right? But Aleric was doing it before almost anybody else. To my knowledge, only Tom Breeze and Aleric Heck, you know, they are the big hitting guns when it comes to this this niche, and they've been doing it for a long time. So yeah, we have the transition, and then he also mentions a benefit that his target audience is interested in: getting high quality leads for your offer, right? That's why you want to advertise in the first place. And one of the biggest positives when it comes to YouTube ads compared to Facebook ads is that you get higher quality leads. In fact, did you know that I have a lead magnet about YouTube ads? Yeah, that's right. For a brief period of time, I used to specialize on YouTube ads, and I even created like a 5-part video mini course for free. So I'm gonna leave a link to that as well. Check it out if you want. It's called From Zero to YouTube Ads Hero. It's gameofconversions.com/hero. You might want to check it out because I teach a lot of great stuff there as well. But at the end, you know, I shifted back towards sales letters. So the number one benefit is getting high quality leads. And then we have a reason why element that explains why that is. Why YouTube gives you better leads compared to Facebook. And here's why. Because everybody's so skeptical these days. And, you know, whenever they see an ad, like a typical ad on Facebook, they're just like, go away. And they say, yeah, right? Because we know that on Facebook you have, you interrupt people with your ads. But on YouTube, of course, you have those annoying ads that you can see on your mobile, or maybe even your desktop if you don't use an ad blocker. But it's still different because you're getting in front of people's attention when they are on YouTube to learn about something or to consume something. On Facebook, they're just scrolling. It's a different mindset. I don't want to get into it right now in detail, but it's a different mindset. So here, Aleric is teasing that, you know, the reason why YouTube is better is because of these 3 reasons. And not only that, but he establishes Facebook ads as inferior. Like, hey, Facebook ads are usually just text on a page with almost irrelevant, eye-catching pictures. Not the best way to address the skepticism. But YouTube ads are a different animal, right? So it establishes YouTube ads as something different and superior. And we've seen this many times before in the past email breakdowns. You have to establish your solution as something different and superior, because your audience, they've seen so many empty promises before and they are sick and tired of it, to be honest. So it has to be, your solution has to be different and it has to be superior. So after we establish YouTube ads as superior, he also says when you do them right, the right way, aka how we show you to do it in ad outreach, wink. So there's a little bit of curiosity, like, oh, what's the right way? Well, here's the solution. We show you in ad outreach. So this is kind of like a, it sets the stage for the pitch later on. And the pitch is very simple in this case. It's just to invite them on a free discovery call, right? Because eventually Aleric wants to get people in his ongoing coaching program, and this is just there to identify people who would like to get on a discovery call with him, right? But mentioning this before the call to action itself, it kind of seeds the idea, which I think makes it even more powerful. And you know what else seeds an idea? I'm gonna go very meta on you, by the way. I want to talk a little bit about the sponsor of this video, because yes, now I have a sponsor, but it's not some of these big companies that you see all the time. It's actually my own program that I'm launching in April. So if you haven't heard about this or something like this, finally, after all this time, I've decided to launch a new program. And the real kicker about this, the real cool thing is that it's not going to be a course. It's going to be an 8-week group implementation program. What this means is that over the course of 8 weeks, we're going to work together in a small, intimate group setting to reveal how high-quality copywriting works, how you can use basically my step-by-step process that I've perfected over the last 5 years and that I've used with 100+ different clients to come up with your own persuasive message and customize it for various parts of your funnel. So we're going to focus on creating like a master structure, like a master document with your message, and then we're going to I'm going to show you how you can use it in a sales page, in an email, in a Facebook ad, in a YouTube ad, whatever you want to use it. The idea is that you're going to have a powerful, big idea, a great, unique mechanism, a marketing argument. You're going to learn so much about stories and story selling and how to do everything without, being that guy, right? That sleazy car salesman type of person who everybody just hates, or who's super aggressive, or like the MLM guy who always wants to persuade his friends to join I don't know, some random pyramid scheme. So if you're interested in something like that, I'm not going to give you a button or a link or something yet, because as I said, this is going to be a group implementation program. There is no fancy sales page for it, at least yet, or something like that. So if you're interested in something like this, and if you would like to learn more details on how you can get in, then what I want you to do is send me an email directly. My email address is my name, Csaba, so CSABA@gameofconversions.com. So send me an email at csaba@gameofconversions.com. and just ask about this program, and I'm gonna send you all the details, okay? The reason why I don't have a link yet is because I really want high quality people in this, and if someone is not willing to do the work of actually sending me an email directly, then probably they're not gonna be a good fit for this program, even though it's surprisingly affordable, by the way, wink. So with that being said, let's jump back to our regular programming. So then Aleric talks about the double benefit, right? So he teased a little bit of curiosity. He also seeded the idea of ad outreach, and then he's basically is trying to highlight, what's in it for people, what's in it for them. They can not only get past your prospect's skeptical beliefs, but they can also drive home your integrity. So if you do YouTube ads right, you're also gonna get past your prospect's skeptical beliefs, and you're also gonna show up with integrity. And then we also have some reasons why after this, because people get to see you, they can hear the honesty in your voice, like hopefully as you heard the honesty in my voice. There's no script for this or something, by the way. If you think that these videos are scripted, like, what? No. I couldn't be doing like daily videos, scripting these videos. Nothing is scripted here. Everything is ad hoc, and I'm not even like editing my videos. So there you go. This is how you do marketing with integrity, content marketing in this case. So he lists all these reason why elements, and he also talks about the other thing that this will help you, and this will help you with the show, don't tell formula. Let's just call it that, right? So great copywriting, great messaging that converts is about showing something instead of telling them. Instead of telling people how awesome you are, why not demonstrate it, right? Show it how awesome you are. People appreciate it more, and it works way, way, way better. And Aleric, or his copywriter, very, very smartly includes this because it just makes sense, right? Like on a YouTube ad, you can show yourself. That's also one of the reasons why it's so hard to work with clients on creating YouTube ads for them, because they have all these insecurities when it comes to being on video, being on camera. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped, specializing in YouTube ads, because it was just hard to persuade clients to like actually do the video. I would write the copy, I would create the marketing plan for them, the structure, all the strategic things, and then they would not do it in the end because, I don't know, they have imposter syndrome about it. But you see me, like I'm doing these videos, they're not scripted, I make tons of mistakes all the time. Well, but I'm still doing it because, at this point I'm pretty comfortable with it. All it took was just like 150 videos. But yeah, even when I got started, I still enjoyed these video things. So after it, we talk a little bit about the unique mechanism. Like basically, in this case, the unique mechanism of YouTube ads itself is that you can instantly overcome skepticism. So the reason why you're not getting enough sales as a viewer, as the member of a target audience here, is that people don't trust you enough because they see your Facebook ads, yeah, but they don't see you. They don't see the real you or the image of the real you. And you can overcome this and their skepticism through a great YouTube ad. Then Aleric talks about a few limiting beliefs. So yeah, now you see all these cool things, but if you still have skepticism yourself when it comes to YouTube ads, or if you're not on YouTube at all, then let's fix that. So he actually proposes something, a valuable proposition. And the fix is that you apply to have a free discovery call with his team. That's basically the solution. And there's the link, Aleric, that's it. And then the PS, there's just setting expectations here, because many times when it comes to these discovery calls, people, they aren't really comfortable with them because they're like, oh my God, how long is gonna be? Like, is it a sales call? Will they pitch me something? Will they be super aggressive? I don't like it when people are so aggressive with me. And then Aleric, well, it's the absolute bare minimum here, but he's still trying to set expectations so that people understand what happens next. you're gonna, answer some questions and select a good time for us to call you. I think one thing to make this email even better would be to add a few lines talking about, so we're gonna jump on this call and we're gonna figure out whether this is a good fit for you. And I promise you, this is not a sales call. In fact, you're gonna come away with extremely valuable insights, regardless if we end up working together or not. So if you add something like this, I think it answers even more objections and it makes this even more of a cool value proposition. So at the end, we have some urgency elements. Don't wait, time spots fill up fast, and then you have the link, call to action number 2. And that's it. Again, I think one thing that could make, I love the hook here, and I loved how he transitioned to the whole thing, but I would still include more setting expectation elements about the call itself, and maybe also include like a proof element, 1 or 2, like, hey, I don't know, a testimonial from someone who's been on the call and said how useful was it, or how, unlike other calls from like high ticket closers, this one was different. Because a lot of people are afraid to jump on calls with strangers, to be honest. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely would appreciate you liking this, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, maybe share it with someone who might find this valuable, and also check out the Joe Sugarman video that I talked about. It's in the link below, because he was just one of the pioneers of copywriting, and he definitely deserves all the respect that we can give him. And if you're interested in the 8-week group implementation program that I just talked about, it's launching in early April, so there's not much time left. Then send me an email directly, csaba@gameofconversions.com. So my name, chaba@gameofconversions.com, and just ask more about it, and I will send you added details and how to apply and stuff like that. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.